Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie DEVYN Rogers. What's good, bro?
Hey, Era, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you making some time, you know what I'm saying, talk with us about your journey. I just wanted to ask you, where did it all start with music for you?
Um, I was not allowed to listen to hip hop growing up. Actually, I was new to hip hop. In high school, I just started with Eminem and discovered more and more. And then I watched Tyler, the Creator's Grammy performance, and that's when I started making beats that night.
Wow. What propelled you to start making beats that night?
I was just really inspired watching him on stage, and I'm like, wow, he produced, mixed, he did everything. And so I immediately downloaded FL Studio and I started getting to it, and I decided this is what I love to do.
That's crazy. So, what pointed you in the direction of FL Studio? Like, it seems like you kind of maybe was marinating on the idea, and just like when you saw it was possible for the mixing and mastering and everything, you kind of were just like, man, what am I doing? Like, I need to start doing it right now. Like,
Yep, exactly. And
was it for that
FL
Igor project?
Yep, Igor.
Okay. Yep, that was an amazing project, man. I definitely love that one. So talk about the journey from listening to Eminem to Tyler, the Creator, and like starting to make your own beats. What were some of the things that you were experimenting when you were first trying to like find your sound?
Well, I always knew that sampling was going to be part of my sound. And I mean, as you can tell to this day, that's still my thing, is sampling. And I wasn't very good at it at first. It took a couple of years to get really good at it. But now it's so easy. I can make a sample beat in like 10 minutes. It's
Nah, that's definitely how it is, man. And you know, with technology, man, it's just getting easier and easier, at least for the people that like, you know, kind of establish the workflow. It's like there's a lot of tips and tricks and things out there that, like, you know, YouTube University, bro, like it just changed your life for real.
Yeah. I was kind of naive. And speaking of YouTube University, I saw ads for Full Sail University, and I decided to go there to get serious and try to get in the industry and stuff. And so I got a bachelor's degree from there a couple of years ago.
That's fire. So talk about that experience, man. What was it like going to Full Sail?
It was a really different experience. If you can afford it, I definitely recommend it to anybody. It's a lot of work. It's not extended. It's the opposite. It's an enhanced program. It's accelerated. That's the word I was thinking of. It's an accelerated program. So you're in and out in 20 months, but there's a lot of homework.
Yeah, nah, I feel it. So what was it like on the day to day? You know what I mean? Going from like just fooling around, testing it out with FL Studio to like, I'm going to school for this. Talk about that journey real quick, man.
I don't know. It's just the music started sounding good, and I was like, I want to take this to the next level. I want to be mixing, mastering. I don't want to be paying people for this. I want to do this as a career. And seeing studio footage, I'm like, wow, that's what I want to be. I want to be the man in the chair.
Yep.
Making the music.
Nah, I feel you.
And how do I do that?
Word.
And that's how Full Sail started. And I got to work with people like Leslie Braithwaite, and it was really cool.
Word. So like, you having Full Sail under your belt now, what are some of the lessons that you've learned through Full Sail, or like having that under your belt?
Well, Full Sail, if you don't, it's easy just to do the program, just do the homework, do the bare minimum, and you'll get in and get out with a degree, but you won't meet people. You're not going to make music. To do that, you have to go the extra mile, and it really teaches you how to network. And it gave me a sense of confidence to reach out to people like you and Nola, and to really get this thing going. And it told me that, it gave me like a kick in the ass that like, I got to be the one to do it. No one else is going to do this for me.
Word. How many projects are you working on right now at once?
4 or 5.
Damn. What do you have coming right now? What's on the way?
Oh boy, we got. All right, you all ready for this? We got the Era and Miles project. That's gonna be crazy. Oh man, that one's gonna be one for people who love art. We got the one with Nola. I got a secret project with a Pimpire affiliated artist. I can't really talk about that right now. I got a Sos Brother Tom Sos EP with Griselda. I'm super excited about that. And Yeah, my own solo album. So
That's gonna be
overall, I'm
fire.
just, yes, sir. I'm just hyped.
It's gonna be a hell of a year for you.
Yes, and I'm glad to be a part of this community, man. This has just been awesome.
No doubt, man. We glad to have you for sure, man. How important is faith to you?
Very important. My mom is a minister. My whole childhood was in the church. Going to Sunday school, going to summer Sunday school, like year round. Church was part of my life, and I was always surrounded by parishioners and going to my mom's sermons and going to weddings, funerals, and it wasn't always easy, but
Yeah,
I'm very proud of her.
no doubt, man. Love to hear it. What is the
Thank you.
average day for you?
Work, beats, smoke and eat.
Yep. You already know.
I don't have a little kid or nothing running around. I don't have a mini me, so pretty simple day. I mean, I live with my brother right now. He's a good kid, and we work on painting together. It's something we bond over. And,
That's fine.
yeah.
That's dope. For you, what makes a good beat or a good song?
Oh shit. A good beat. So I've been seeing soundscapes like almost like a 3D thing, and if I can just get immersed in your soundscape, you've already won me. That's a good beat. If I'm just bored listening to the beat and it's not doing anything for me, that's a shitty beat. It could be
Word.
technically good, but it's got to take me somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. That emotion it's gotta transport you somewhere, man. Whether it be like creating a landscape. That's one thing I love about your beats, man. Like whenever I hear your beats, man, it's like it just takes me somewhere. Like whether it be a memory or just like a thought in my head, man. Just like, all right, it just sets the tone for me. You know what I mean? At least for me. You know,
Thank
I can't
you.
speak on
And,
anybody else, but.
It's just it's translated into the music too. I'm telling y'all, anybody that's listening to this right now, that Era Miles project that we got going on.
Oh man, it's gonna be something special for sure. What sacrifices do you feel like you made to get where you're at right now?
Financial. It wasn't always easy down in Florida. With the accelerated schedule, it was very hard to have a job, and so you kind of just go down there with the money you have, and you just got to make it work. And a lot of sleepless nights trying to get 20 homework assignments turned in, and then got to pay rent. And it's like,
What were some of the ways that you kind of navigated through those hardships, man? Like, you know, I know, like you said, with going to school and having a job, sometimes, man, it could be very demanding. How were some of the ways you were like kind of getting by and pushing through the hard times?
My friends that made music with me and talking to my mom. My mom's always been in my corner. She's the one that's urged me to pursue music and to not just have it be something I do for fun. She's always in my corner, and she's my number one, making sure everything gets done.
That's amazing, man. That's a beautiful thing to have, man, because most people, you know, their parents are pushing them in the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you need to be a lawyer, be a doctor, you know what I mean? But like, for me, man, the world already has enough of those. You know what I mean? Like, we need people that's gonna like change people's life in different ways and lead them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we all have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Some people that are gonna be doctors, they know that they're gonna be doctors from the jump, and some don't. You know, but like other people, they heal in different ways. They heal people through their story, and like, you know, I feel like, especially with you being involved in the faith, like through your whole life, man, like. You're kind of healing people with these beats that you're making. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know it or not.
Thank you. That means a lot, and that's the least I can ask, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
God is great.
Yes, sir. How do you deal with creative block?
Oh, that's a great question. My worst block I've had was like 3 months. I just couldn't make shit. I don't know. The only way I found out of the block is just making something good. And as soon as you do it, it's like the biggest dopamine hit of your life. And it's like, finally, I'm back, baby. You want to go on your IG story, let everybody know, you know, you got this energy in you. You just want to let it out.
Yep. So like, were you ever looking at like what caused the slump for you for the 3 months, or like is there anything that you kind of like learned along the way that you could maybe give some advice to people that are going through that slump?
99% of the time, it's all mental.
What are some of the things that you do when you kind of feel like you're having one of those days and like you need to kind of like pick yourself up or kind of change the trajectory of how the day's going?
Sometimes just a perspective shift is all you need. Just leave the computer, go for a ride, smoke a joint or something, and come back with a fresh state of mind. Drink plenty of water, eat an apple or something, and you're going to come back with a totally fresh perspective. And especially when you're making sample-based stuff, you're just constantly flipping through samples. You never know. All it takes is 2 seconds for it to catch your ear. Yep. And then you're out of that slump.
Yep. What is your take on with the sample-based music? Do you ever feel like, you know, you need to make stuff from scratch, or like are you content like where you're at sampling?
I'm definitely insecure about the sampling aspect of it. It can definitely make me question about in the future if I can charge people for them. I know I can, but it always feels wrong kind of because I don't clear the samples. But at the end of the day, I'm about the art. I don't.
For sure.
And I don't know. For me, if someone is hearing my song and I've sampled their piece, I've made it. If they're hearing that, like I did something right. So.
Yep. And I mean, I look at it like it's an art form in its own. You know what I mean? Like you can charge people for that because it's your art. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's licensed or not, you know, that's up to them and how they're running with it. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, like art is art, you know, and they could try to stop you. They could take the shit down. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, that's when we just hire sessionists and we just recreate the sample from scratch for real. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of the biggest sample-based producers, man, they, you know, a lot of them don't know music theory. A lot of them don't know how to play the piano. And, you know, that's something that me personally, I struggled with as a beat maker for the longest, man, because it was like, you know, I don't know music theory. And it was like, I didn't realize, I was talking with Cardo one time on Clubhouse. This is when it first came out. And, you know, I was excited to play him my beats and stuff like that. And it's a sample bass for sure, but you know, I've been always going off of my ear, you know? So like when he heard the song, he was like, yo, this is dope, but the 808s is out of key. And I'm like, what? Hey. What do you mean? And it was like, I wasn't mad at him or anything like that, but that opened a whole new rabbit hole for me of like, now all my drums need to be in key. Now I need to figure out what key everything is before I even start creating that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like it just honestly, bro, that was one of the greatest interactions I've had with anybody in the music industry. And he probably don't know to this day, like, you know what I mean, what he did for me, but man, that was a huge level up. Was there any advice that you received that took your craft to the next level?
Yes. Balance your mids and sides when you're mixing your beats. I have a preset on my master that takes care of that for me, but ever since I've done that, my bass is so clean. And yeah, really opening up the sides of your mix versus bring your mids down a little bit really goes a long way. And,
definitely.
The biggest issues I found with when you're first starting out is you'll overtune everything's like, wow, I can't hear that bass, let me just crank it. But you can't do that. Sometimes compression is the way to go, you know, not just gain boosting.
Those different frequencies matter, man. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing when to boost them and when to take them out, like it's a science in its own, bro. You know, and the only way you really learn that is from trial and error, for real. Because the more you work with the type of genre that, you know, you like to specialize in or the type of music you like to create, the more you start learning, like, okay, I maybe could have boosted up the bass a little bit more. When you get in a car and you hear the difference between the speaker and, you know what I'm saying, like the car speaker, you're like, okay, so 60 hertz isn't really doing anything right where it's at. I gotta kind of boost it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? So that's
dope. And That's when it gets challenging, when it sounds good in the studio, but then you get in the car and it sounds weak. It's like, what?
Yeah, yeah,
And then you
mind
gotta
blowing,
adjust your
bro.
ear when you go back to the
Yep.
studio.
And then you put them in headphones, and you're like, I can't even hear it. Like, yeah, it's wild, bro. But you know, little by little as we go, I know that there's certain plugins that they're coming out with that's able to kind of like replicate the car test, as you say. And
Yep.
even the speakers I just got, they have like 3 different modes. It's small, normal, and it has a reference mode. So you can click all of them, and they're different like settings. You know what I'm saying? So like the
Yep.
reference mode is like the more accurate, like pretty much universal for everything. So like you mix on that, you kind of golden right there. But some people keep it on normal, but it is what it is, man. Technology is amazing. What do you feel like is the best advancement in technology in the music business so far?
Well, besides all the obvious ones, I'd say stemming. You and I've been using a lot of stemming. AI stemming is definitely the future. Being able to I just want that bass. I don't want anything else in that song. I just want that bass part, and you can just take that, find another song and key, and take the vocal from that, and take the drums from another one. It's like, what the fuck? I just made my own thing.
Yep. And they'll never know.
Yep.
They will never know.
I've made some of my favorite beats that way. Some of the ones I've sent you have been 2 samples combined, and
that's crazy.
It's awesome running it through. When you Shazam it and it doesn't come up with the original sample, that's like woo-hoo.
Yep. That's definitely that where you know you made it. Are you nervous about the advancements in AI though, like possibly replacing you? How do you feel about the AI?
I don't think it's there yet in terms of production, because like I've heard Splice's AI and other ones that do like it'll generate a beat based on what you say, and they don't sound good.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's not quite there, but I'd say that when it comes to like music videos and visuals and stuff, that's definitely there. I like what Kanye was doing with the AI visuals. I don't know about the AI voices and stuff, but the AI visual definitely dope.
Yeah, I seen some pretty wild stuff, man, to where like I literally could sing in the microphone and it'll be like a Motown sounding choir or like Motown sounding artist from the 70s. Like it's getting wild out there. Not just like in the automatically like the automatic creating process, you know what I'm saying? To where like you just make me a song from 2000s and it spits something out. I'm talking about like the technology of being able to like use people's voices and do like crazy shit like that, man. That's amazing. But I agree with you.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Technology as far as like replicating any type of art that's like from the past or anything, it's not there yet, not even close, you know what I mean? But I feel like the only thing it lacks is the soul, man, because you know AI could copy things, but it doesn't know really like what makes a person feel a certain way, you know what I'm saying? It's like that soul, having that soul inside you to guide you, man, that's what made Thriller, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
You know, if you give Thriller to the AI and have them recreate that, I guarantee you, bro, it's not gonna sound dope. Like, not as dope as the original for sure.
That's a great point.
I seen Timberland come up with a few things that he said he used AI to make, but I feel like somebody like him, a super producer, is like you were talking about layering different samples and like taking what you want out of that. Like that's cool. That's pretty cool. Like if you're just having a day to where you're dry and you're like, I don't feel like making a bass line, and you get a bass line from AI, like that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we still got a lot of work to do, man. For real.
Yep.
What do you feel like has been your biggest investment in music besides time?
Oh, myself. I've grown as a person since I started doing music, and I don't think I'd be the same person without it.
In what way? If you don't mind me asking, man.
I don't know. As a person, I tend to conform. I tend to just do like the easy route, or things that aren't about me. I tend to make it about lifting others up. And when I do music, it feels like I can lift myself while lifting others up. And it's one of the few times I feel human.
Wow.
When I do music.
No, that's powerful, man. I feel like music kind of gives us our own space to exist, man. Really, like, you know what I mean? Like, where you can be understood who you are and who you like, you making what you truly like to make, and somebody hearing it and being like, man, this is amazing. Like, how does that make you feel?
That has been the best part of my 2025, honestly. This community, y'all hitting me up, like you'll hear something on my story. Oh my God, that's crazy. Like that feeling of like people actively want to work with me. You know, I'm not just hitting someone up. They go, okay, that'll be $2,000, blah blah blah, and then they never talk to you again. Yeah, it's awesome. And like I'll shed some light, even with the SOS thing. Like I'll hit up Brother Tom and we'll just talk sometimes. Like not even about the music, and I don't know, just this whole community stemming from just making beats. It's just awesome, amazing. And if anybody's not tapped in with the Wednesday night open mics, you need to come to those. That's how this started for me. So
sure. Nah, I definitely appreciate that, man. We used to do those honestly in 2020, and it was something that, like, you know, when we were doing it, we had good intentions. You know, the world was closed off, so it was like,
yeah,
you know, that was the way that I was checking in with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like with the homies that's from all around the world. You know, like we weren't able to like kick it the way that we was used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that would kind of be like a happy medium. Like, what are y'all working on? What's going on with y'all like right now? Like, what's fresh? Let me hear something new. You know, and it's just like a one-time off thing, to where it's like we kept doing it more and more and more and more. And you know, eventually I got burnt out because it was like I was the only one kind of carrying the torch for it. But now where I'm at, you know, I realized that I tried to do it before by myself and I couldn't. So, you know, where I'm at, man, like, it's like I realized that I needed the help. And like the way that it's set up now and the way that like everything has been going, man, like it's like the community has naturally taken a life on its own. And it's like I'm already pretty much getting the help that I need without like anybody having to necessarily overstep and overexert themselves. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's just naturally growing, man. It's a beautiful thing, bro. So, you know, I'm glad it helps people in a way that, you know, I wish I had some type of encouragement and motivation. Like when I first started, if somebody was able to do that for me, like, you know, that who knows where I would be right now, you know? But yeah, exactly. I feel like that inspiration, man, is beautiful. You know, I love seeing different people from the community that didn't know each other link up and start working immediately. Like they come to the session the next week like, yo, y'all gotta hear the shit that we got. Like, what? y'all was working? Hold on.
You know? Yeah, that was literally me and Nola, and then the next week it was you and me and Miles. All it took was one beat. You guys heard it and both wanted to hop on it, and then boom, here we are a week later sending a full track to the chat, and they're like, what the hell?
Yup. That's how we do, man. What are 3 of your favorite movies?
Ooh, that's a good one. Definitely one of the Lord of the Rings films. Those are like the best movies ever made. It's a hard one. I really like A Bronx Tale. I've sampled that.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. There was one I watched the other day. Was it? Oh, Scarface.
Yeah, classic, bro. Can't leave that out there, man.
That's like a random pick it out of the hat. You got Lord of the Rings, Scarface. But
hey, man, it is what it is. You know, when people see this interview, man, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I definitely connect." Lord of the Rings, Scarface, a little bit of everything. Bronx Tale, well cultured, man, well cultured. Yeah. What are some of your top inspirations? You
Rock
can give
Marciano.
Me 3 again.
Rock Marciano, West Side Gun. Those are my 2 biggest. Definitely Tyler Creator, because that's
Okay.
who got me into making beats. Um,
Fire.
Man, just checking, tapping into Griselda in general, that
Uh-huh.
really changed my sound. And I was
Really.
like, there it is. That's what I've been trying to do all these years. I haven't heard these
Word.
guys before. And then I was like, this is it. I found it, finally.
Word. Yeah, for me, bro, like when I first discovered them, it was like, I've always been a fan of Wu-Tang, like since I've heard them. And same thing with MF Doom. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
MF Doom, like since I heard him, I was always a fan. Alchemist, those people.
Yep.
And it was like I didn't know necessarily the lane that I wanted to be in, because like at first when I was starting to make music, bro, I was just making music to make music. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of it. Like I would make R&B stuff, I would make like trap stuff, I was just like trying to overall polish every single box, you know what I'm saying, and just check everything off. But like when I first started hearing Griselda and saw like the dark, grimy beats like starting to make a comeback, bro, I was like, man, like I gotta kind of go off in a deep dive and start like inching at that, because at that point I really honestly never really tried to like go hard with that sound, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I had my stages to where I like went for certain records. Like when I first started making beats, I started going for like I think like the Tyler and Kendrick type beats first, and then just slowly progressed to like trying different stuff. But like, man, that sound in general is just like so soulful, and I always listen to like soulful 70s music when I'm not like making music. So it was like hand in hand, perfect. What are some of your favorite albums that have shaped who you are as a producer?
Ooh. Alfredo, Tana Talk 3, Igor, Hitler Wears Hermes 8 Side A.
Yeah, that's fire. That's
Yeah.
fire.
And Pimp a Butterfly. Those are probably
Yeah,
my biggest.
those are fire sonically, man. Like you right there, man. I definitely hear it in your influence, bro. Like sample selection and everything, man. Like it's like you already know what you're going for. You're not even trying to figure it out, man. Like all of that is like you're the product of it. It makes sense now. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Era.
No doubt.
That's pretty much it. I just hear a sample. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta make a Rock Marcy type beat.
Yup,
Oh,
yup.
I gotta hear Fly God on this. Oh,
Yup, I
And then
feel it.
before I know it, the other day I made 16 beats. I didn't even leave the room, and I was like, holy crap, these are all good.
You
They
just
weren't
started
even, like,
staring at the computer, and then before you look behind you, man, you're like, oh shit, it's dark outside.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. I sat down in
Yeah.
front of my brother. He was painting something, and I just started going. And then he was like halfway done his freaking painting, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, it's dark outside."
Yeah, I done had too many of those days, man. But as far as like your artistry and stuff like that, when I first heard that instrumental the other day, and like while we're working at the rate that we're working, man, it just inspired me at that moment to like turn it on. And I told you this before, but like for the longest, bro, I haven't been rapping. I haven't been like kind of like in that mode to where like I just kind of like put that bag on, bro. Like, cause it was just like I was focusing on production, I was focusing on like engineering, doing a whole bunch of different things, like managing a 9 to 5 and stuff like that. But now that I'm like solely in my artistry and just like single-handedly doing music, that's it. It's like it's different, bro, because like this it's a business at the same sense, but like now I could delegate my time to where I want it to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like on some shit to where now I can comfortably get in my zone. But like when I heard that instrumental when you played it on the open mic, bro, it just started clicking, and I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna listen to this shit. I'm just gonna tell him I want to do something. I'm not even gonna listen to it, because if I listen to it, I'm gonna have to write to it. So I was like, I would just wait to like tune in for real after I get out of this open mic. And sure enough, bro, I put that shit on and I just went into my happy place, bro. It just
Oh,
that's
dude.
how it happened, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just want to give you your flowers while you know what I'm saying, we talking and shit like that, man, because I've been just waiting on the right time, and when I heard that instrumental, bro, it felt like the right time to like go at it. And then one thing came after another, and the whole concept we running with the project, I don't want to talk about it. I want it to kind of be like a surprise for everybody, but I've had that in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying, for years, bro. So it's just like with that clicking, and then that coming along, and me being like, you know what, we should just do this project. You know what, this picture looks like, you know what, it just everything just fell into place, bro. So like, I'm a firm believer, bro, not forcing stuff, and just like kind of just going with the flow. And yeah, man, we definitely got something on the way, bro. Definitely heavy.
Yeah, dude, it's completely 100% organic. It's artsy, it's luxurious, opulent. I love it.
Word.
And that pocket you found on that first song that we did with you and Miles was perfect. You and Miles complement each other perfectly. I was telling you, but I'll tell them. I was driving through the mountains. It was snowing. It was like a freaking blizzard, and I'm blasting this music, and I'm looking at the mountains, all the mist and stuff. Oh my God, the vibes, people.
Word.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I can't wait for all the tracks to be done. You know what I'm saying? Us piece everything together and have it in a playlist to where you can listen like back after back after back after back. Because man, that shit is gonna be crazy. And when we do the vinyl, man, I haven't ran it by you yet, but I was thinking we can do something to where it's like, since we're only doing 7 tracks, to where the front side is, all the songs, and then the back side is just straight instrumentals. So where it's like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't know. I feel like it would be dope as hell to do something like that. But yeah, man.
I'd be honored. The instrumentals are crazy, so I'd be honored to do that. That's a great idea.
Walk us through your process when you're creating something new. Do you have any like rituals, habits, anything you do to get in the zone? Anything you gotta have?
That's a great question. Well, I usually go to either Sampleette, that's my favorite website to find rare samples, or I'll go to my favorite YouTube channels. Here's the sauce, guys. My favorite YouTube channels for samples are Music for Empty Rooms, Andre Navarro, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows Andre Navarro.
Number two.
And Master Oleg, I believe that's his name. Yes, Master Oleg. Okay. Those 3, they are the goats.
Yeah. There's also one called Rare Vinyls. There's also one called Rare Vinyls.
Yep.
That one is fire as hell. Man, it just be like, sometimes I'll be logging in on YouTube and I'll see the sample and I'm like, ooh, gotta add this. You know what I'm saying? Like when I see them, it makes me feel like I'm in a record store, bro, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see that cover and I'm like, bro, I need to do something with this shit.
Most of the time, that's what it is. If the cover's fire, that sample's gonna be fire.
Alchemist rule of thumb is if there's a naked lady on it, that shit is fire.
And he's 100% true.
100% right.
Yep.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, is there anything that you would like to say? Anything you want to tell these people that's coming up?
Come to these Wednesday open mics. They could change your life. They've certainly changed my trajectory for the year. Eric's got a great thing going. Shout out to him. Shout out to Miles. Shout out to Nola. Shout out everybody in the community right now.
Word.
We got a dope project coming this summer. Stay tuned, everybody.
Word. Appreciate you, man, for sure.
Appreciate you, Era. I'll stay tuned, guys.
No doubt. All right, man. I'm gonna give you a call, bro.
All right.